Hello everyone, welcome all, welcome back to my channel if you're not new. I'm the Moonlight Priestess and today here is another message for the collective. So I have the Abandoned Carnival card, and right off the bat there's this need for joy in the lives of the collective. Whoever has managed to stumble upon this video, or if your spirit guides have guided you to this video, um, they see that there's this need to revive the vibrancy and the, the fun within life. Some of you may have been going through periods of just overthinking and heavy depression. Some of you may be trying to overcome this obstacle of, feeling this bleak, this bleakness within your life, trying to get out of survival mode and trying to get back um, to the joy that your inner child used to have. For the Abandoned Carnival card, it says, "What once was vibrant remains now silenced and still. This place held laughter, even if now no one could believe." So some of you may have been trying to find, trying to get back to things that have brought laughter into your lives. Some of you have been feeling like very overly serious for the past, few months or few years. You've been living life, very, very seriously, trying to get out of whatever depressive funk that you may have been in, or may have been just this feeling of exhaustion. Like, I'm getting the words emotional exhaustion or mental exhaustion, and you just want to go back to having like a more carefree and happier version of yourself and of your life. What other messages for the collective? How can the collective have more fun in their lives? Like, what can help them heal? What can help them heal? Okay, we got the card release. There's a need to release something. Probably to release, I'm hearing the words guilt, shame, overthinking, and self-doubt. So whichever words resonate with you, that's what you need to release in order to bring in more self-compassion for yourself, in order to bring about this desire for more emotional freedom, more happiness within your life. Let's read what the release card means in my Vintage Wisdom Oracle. Release. It says, like an apparition, the mystical oracle of release drifts weightlessly above the forest floor. Draped in a billowing silk mantle, her headdress of antlers is laced with oak leaves, symbolizing strength and virility. Dancing fireflies illuminate her pathway beneath the silver shadows of the full moon. The moon's phases and cycles can greatly affect our mental and emotional balance. The night of a full moon is a favorable time to focus your attention on releasing any unwanted patterns, such as hurtful relationships, addictions, or attitudes from the past, which prevent you from exploring your potential. We may aspire to this romantic image of release, but the first step involves both acceptance and allowance to make way for ensuring peace and stillness. The presence of this card highlights the need to let go, for example, in relinquishing the comfort of old habits or attachments to goals and future outcomes. The unpredictability of the future, potential threats to our worldly identity, and our attachment to outcomes can all play a role in holding us back or keep us blinded to more appropriate opportunities. Notice these areas in your life and use the supportive energy of this liberating card to help you face and dissolve any influences preventing you from reclaiming your authentic power. Okay, that was the full passage. So, for this card, the release card, in conjunction with the abandoned carnival, there's definitely this, it calls you to release any negative attachments like to the past, or healing, whichever, like, the guilt or the shame or the overthinking that has caused you to lose like this inner light that you used to have when you were younger, before the weights and the burdens of adulthood, of your current situation, before they started to weigh you down. Like, how can you release those burdens in order to reclaim the lights and the levity that you once had when you were younger? Okay, let's get some more messages for the collective. Oh, this one, try to jump out, flip over. Making sure no other cards. Okay. So we have a distant kiss and a prayer flag. A wish of all wishes that you are here through sunlight and rain. I need you near. So some of you may have been ruminating on like a past relationship, whether it be like a platonic relationship or a romantic relationship. There's this need to reconnect with somebody, reconnect with someone in the past. It could be either, trying to reconnect with an old friend that you may have lost contact with. Like, some of you may have had like a childhood friend that you moved away from and might live in completely different areas than you, like in a completely different state or a country. There could be this need to reconnect with an old friend, or reconnect with an old friend, or there could also be this desire to have a romantic relationship, like this desire of having more vulnerability, allowing yourself to be more vulnerable and admit that you want a certain relationship and you want to bring in a certain relationship within your life, because you feel like it would like re-spark a certain sense of like renewal or joy. So take what resonates. If it resonates, if you're trying to reconnect with like old friends, or join a community, that message could be for you. Or if you're, trying to manifest like a relationship, that message could either be for you. Any closing messages for the collective? Oh, okay, there it is. We got eerie graveyard. As life transcends and we fall into a silence embrace, the old attachments die, finding closure and grace. Okay. Or when it comes to relationships, maybe you're just called to cut some cords. You're called to think about the past, think about past relationships, some that may have been a little bit more harmful than they were good. You know, could be either familial, platonic, or even romantic. You could help release, you can help reclaim the joy and the spark back into your life by releasing old cords, old relationship attachments that keep you like in this state of limerence. Like there's this desire to resurrect something that might have not been good for you in the past, and it's just saying that you could let the past die. You're allowed to bury and move on from the past. So if you had any terrible just just unhelpful, very stressful relationships with people, don't try to revive those. Don't try to reach out to them, even if you're trying to reach for closure. It's just best to let the past, just let the past be the past when it comes to the eerie graveyard card. I'm hearing the word mourning the past. You could have possibly also had a death in the family, a death of someone close to you. When I see this card, so some of you, not all of you, may have had experience a traumatic loss of someone within your life, and that could have also been the reason why this abandoned carnival card comes up in the reading. It's like you're attached and lingering on the memories that you used to have, with this person, with whoever, this person or environment, and that's kind of keeping you stuck, ruminating on what could have been, or what could have happened, but that's just prolonging the wound. You get what I'm saying? The emotional wound of this loss. Interesting. Yeah, this is a bit of a heavy reading. Another closing message before we part. More healing for the collective. About this relationship. Ooh. We have thoughts. And we have surrender. Okay. Yeah, confirmation, because we had overthinking as the bottom of the card for the dark shadow, the Path of Shadows deck. Thought, releasing those thoughts, releasing overthinking, this need to ruminate on the past, in conjunction with the surrender card. Okay, let's read these two passages of thought and surrender. because these are like the first time I'm seeing those two cards. Okay. A girl rests with her head slightly bowed, as if deep in thought. The quietude of the open courtyard, solitary chair, and doves huddled on top of the wall to create an air of hushed contemplation. In tarot symbolism, two pillars represent the realm of opposites and a need for balanced diplomacy and tact, both activities of the mind. Doves, on the other hand, represent ascension, aspiration, love, peace, offering potential for a higher perspective. Thought is a powerful spiritual vibration and can be used to generate atmospheres of healing or harmfulness, depending on the evolution of the thinker. The presence of this card highlights the importance of your thoughts as they precede action and are the driving force behind how you experience life. If you have cause to reason, decide, discover, or resolve a situation, now is a favorable time. The quality of thoughts will always determine the wisdom of your choices. Be aware of the positive power of your thoughts and how they affect your current situation and others around you. When reasoning ends, use the calming, intuitive influence of meditation as a tool to soften any raw edges or restore balance. Okay. It's interesting that they said the word balance because I'm drawn to the word balance. So some of you have been feeling kind of like on edge almost. Like there's this feeling of this need to ground, to reground yourself, to find your center again after whatever happened in the past between like this relationship or this circumstance that had, dimmed your light almost. There's this need to release, those thoughts of trying to receive closure from them. If, this relationship in the past wasn't, the most helpful thing to you, to put an end to ruminating on this, stressful, very stressful, very harmful situation, because, this hyperfixation on the past of the wounds from the past could just, put you back into that mental space. And harms the progress of the healing journey. This over, like putting all this energy into, essentially keeping the past alive through ruminating on, the hurts, the injustice of the past. I'm hearing sour. It could really sour the spirit almost. And then we have surrender. A lone woman stands motionless in a field of flowers, as if caught in a poignant moment of realization. A gentle breeze carries tiny seed heads upwards and butterflies floats from her open palm, like surrendered thoughts ascending to the divine realms. By drawing this card, the universe is highlighting possible resistance and attachments in need of your attention. You may have reached an impasse within a challenging predicament, or perhaps you are struggling to maintain control within a situation. If you are satisfied, you can do no more. Now is a good time to let go and surrender. Let your meditation be on the words, "Thy will, not my will." Unlike its little sister resignation, the mighty act of surrender demands that you relinquish control by opening your heart and mind to the higher powers. Have faith that whatever is given will be for your highest good and for the good of all concerned. Butterflies are powerful symbols of transformation and renewal. Now is the time to embrace change. Step bravely into the unknown and surrender what you are for that which you could become. Okay, more confirmation about release. Okay, that was the cards I received for today's messages. Um, if you've enjoyed this reading, feel free to, like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever, whichever you like. And I will see you all next time, okay? Till then, take care of yourselves and yeah, have a nice day.